What's up, Dragons? Remy here. So today we are back with another TF2 creepypasta. It's been a while since I react to one of these. It's been a lot busy making other stuff. We're in October right now, so hey, time to get to the spooky season. If you guys want me to react to more creepypastas, let me know down in the comments down below. Also, check out the playlist of all the other creepypasta videos that I did over the months I did. Check them out. They're really awesome. Today we're going to be reacting to is The Heavy. This is another one made by Plant. I think there is an original video I'm going to try to find, but I don't know. If you guys do enjoy the video, basically, subscribe if you're new, turn on notifications, as well as that bell button, because you never know when I do videos just like this. And, yeah, let's just get into it. This one is 23 minutes long, so this is going to be a long video. Drop a like if you enjoyed this reaction. Let's get into this one. Yeah, let's get into it. Bye.
After what I've seen, I'll never be able to play Team Fortress 2 again.
Oh, man.
At least, I won't be able to see it the same way I did before.
So
Let me give some background to set the scene.
Something about the bad happened.
I'm 20 years old now, as I write this. But back when this happened, I was roughly around 17 or 18.
Damn.
I was chatting with a few friends on Discord about usual stuff. You know, what we've been up to, what projects we've been working on, that kind of stuff. But after a little while, I decided to play some Team Fortress 2 and see if anyone wanted to join. There was only one friend out of 9 of us who wanted to join. And for the sake of his privacy, I'll call him Alex. Alex joined my party after launching the game, and we asked each other what game modes we wanted and which classes we should play. Because I could mimic the voice so well, Alex chose me to play as the soldier. And because he was a skinny guy, I chose for Alex to play scout. His loadout was the backscatter, the winger, and the sun on the stick.
Oh,
My
man.
loadout was the black box, reserve shooter, and the escape plan.
Nice.
After selecting our classes and loadouts, we decided to play Capture the Flag, and we chose one of my favorite maps in the game, 2 Fort.
Yeah, 2-4 is kind of one of my favorites, but it's also the ones that piss me the fuck off, because there are literally a lot of players that are just dumb, or just like, what the hell. But yeah, I think my class I would like to play is sniper, because I don't know, I just love, my favorite weapon right now is the Machina, and that thing is the best. The reason why the Machina is one of my favorite sniper rifles is because it just makes one of the best gun sounds I have ever heard coming out of a sniper rifle. I have the Machina, the camper, and also another machete. I got a machete for that. But yeah. But yeah, TF2's the 2-4 is one of my favorites.
After deactivating all the game modes and filters, and selecting 2-4 and 2-4 Invasion, just to make things interesting, we began the search. It took a little longer than usual. Normally my search for a server took around 10 to 20 seconds, but this time I waited for a good 2 to 3 minutes.
Damn.
Alex and I were getting pretty bored, and as I was about to cancel the search, the countdown to join a server came up. Not wanting to wait another minute, I clicked join, and the loading screen popped up and the server displayed the regular 2 Fort. The odd thing was the loading bar jolted back and forth. Something that never happened neither when I was playing alone or with parties. I asked Alex if his was doing the same, and he said he was already in game, with the class red, and he had already started killing people. He also mentioned how both classes were tied. Both teams had already captured 2 flags, and only one of the teams had to capture one more flag to win. I just assumed nobody had captured because each teams were being awkward, by having 2 or more.
God, I hate that. God, I hated when the enemy team would just place a sentry right in near our flag, and it just pisses me the fuck off all the time. Every time I do go into 2-4 online with other people, it just pisses me off because of that. Just God, it makes me mad all the time. But I think from what the guy's telling me, I think his is like cursed or something. God, I really hope my TF2 doesn't be like this, cause if it does, I might not be able to play the game again.
More engineers with sentries and dispensers in the flag rooms, making it almost impossible for anyone to get the briefcase. After waiting around 5 minutes, the game finally loaded for me. I selected my class and began attacking. I had some fun for a little while, striking people with my pickaxe and blowing shit up. Things were going well until I was killed by a heavy. It was actually a decent kill, I must admit. This was when I was soaring in the air over the bridge to go from the blue base over to red, since I was trying to avoid getting sniped. The kill cam zoomed in to the roof on the bridge, and it showed a heavy, with no hats or cosmetics of any kind, and he had the default loadout.
Yeah, it's the stock.
I checked his scoreboard, and his name was just Heavy, and he only had 2 points. Well, that's embarrassing, I said out loud. My friends asked me what I was on about, and I explained to them that I was easily killed by a new player. At least I assumed he was a new player, considering his loadout. And they began laughing and calling me a noob, but I just laughed and moved on. I moved out of the spawn and began attacking an enemy pyro who was being Ubered by a medic, and just before I was about to blow the medic up, I got killed from someone behind me. The camera zoomed in to the doorway that leads from the little drop by the entrance of the base, and it was a heavy again.
Oh man.
Same player. And that time, I was getting a little annoyed, since I thought I was doing so well in the game, and yet so close to taking out the medic, and I ended up getting killed by the same player. But the odd thing was, I didn't see him at the doorway before, and there was no way he could have gotten there without passing me. But then, a message appeared in the chat. It was from the heavy. It said,
"You are no match for me!"
Now, I was getting a little bit bugged, since now it seemed as if he was now taunting me. I wrote back a reply, basically telling the fat ass to go fuck himself. If he wanted to mess with me, now he had my attention. Now, I went out to look for him, so I could go toe-to-toe with him. But no matter where I looked, I couldn't find him anywhere. I checked both bases, the bridge, and even the underground tunnels. Nowhere to be found. I then checked the scoreboard again, and his name was nowhere to be seen. I laughed, thinking maybe he left the server. But as soon as I emerged from the blue tunnels to enter the base, I was mowed down by a minigun, and it was him again.
Oh my god.
Same character, same player. But this time, he seemed different now. Like, the shotgun he was holding looked busted on the barrel, and the wooden pump looked rotted and chipped, and his skin looked slightly pale. Another message appeared in the chat.
"You cannot hide, coward!"
Now I was getting pissed off. So I pressed the voice button and I said, "Heavy, will you fuck off already? Why tell me I cannot hide when you're the one leaving the server for a split second only just to come back and kill me, you fucking prick?" Others in the Discord server, as well as people in the game, voice replied, asking me who I was talking to. I then typed a reply in the chat, saying that there was a dude named Heavy, who kept killing me and nobody else.
He's not a real player.
They said there was no one in the game with that name.
God damn it,
I even mentioned the many times where I got killed, and then the guy who played as the enemy medic I was trying to kill earlier. I know this since I recognized his name. He replied, saying, "That's not what I saw." I was gonna reply to him, but as I was typing a message by the edge of the base, I got killed by the Heavy again.
Oh my god.
I asked if anyone saw that, and then someone typed this reply in the chat. Do you keep swapping classes? It keeps saying you killed yourself.
Oh my
I froze, not believing what was happening.
Oh no.
So, there's a player that only I can see, but instead of people seeing me getting killed by another player, it looks like I'm killing myself.
God, that is horrifying.
Another message appeared in the chat.
I'm coming for you!
Those are voice lines.
Now, I was feeling a little bit creeped out,
Yeah, I'm getting chills.
but before I could say anything or type anything else in the chat, my Discord call ended. I got confused and pressed Ctrl Escape, but it wouldn't let me exit the game.
Oh no.
I pressed Escape, but the menu never popped up. And then, all of a sudden, every player on both teams, including my friend Alex, got kicked. Now, that was a bit strange, since this was a public server ran by the creators of Team Fortress 2. I then looked at the scoreboard, and it was just me in red, and the Heavy in blue.
That is horrifying.
I was honestly surprised to see his profile in the game now. And it turns out it was him that initiated the vote for everyone aside from myself to be kicked as well.
That's not okay.
Now, things were really unsettling. Creepy even. At this point, I was in the red flag room, waiting in the corner behind the desk, waiting for the Heavy. There was no way he could sneak up on me this time. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if it's some kind of hacker or possibly a bot?
Same here, I deal with bots.
But the thing is, based on how things have been so far, up until this very point, I couldn't really think of an excuse to think so.
It's not a bot or a hacker. It has to be
I
something.
waited for a solid 10 minutes, anticipating for the fat bastard to approach me from either side. But, to my surprise, there was nothing. No Heavy, no sounds of footsteps, not even the sound of a minigun winding.
No, nothing.
It was just me in the flag room. I was growing a little impatient, and I decided to move out. I was no longer interested in capturing the final flag. I was more intrigued about why this guy was after me, and nobody else. I made my way to the front of the
Something
base,
bad happened.
and at first I thought my eyes deceived me, but after a second look, I could definitely confirm that the sky had turned dark, as if it was nighttime.
Oh, that is not normal.
Now,
That's not normal.
I knew that Team Fortress 2 had no function like this.
No.
The sky was a dark blue, but
Dang, the only maps I know that Team Fortress has that has night functions was the Sawmill and the Team Fortress 2 Invasion, basically the aliens. But regular Team 2 Fort never has this before. So something is going on in this guy's game, and this is freaking me the hell out.
it had dark grey clouds patching the night sky, giving an almost eerie look to it. Another message appeared in the chat. It said,
This is just the beginning of the pain I will cause you.
Oh boy.
it was at this moment that I realized he was only typing messages that correlated to his voice lines.
Yeah, called it.
I couldn't tell if these were the only things he could say, or if he was trying to tell me something.
Basically
So,
saying you're fucked,
I
dude.
typed in the chat, "Why are you doing this? And why are you only coming after me and nobody else?"
Same question.
There was no response. So, I moved forward. I jumped off the edge and made my way into the blue pipe network. But as soon as I turned the corner, something very unexpected happened.
What?
The pipe after the small room was extended, a very long distance even.
Oh my god.
It was so far, I could hardly see the stairs on the other side.
Oh my god.
So, with doubts in my
Is this
head,
like a curse map?
and with too much curiosity to kill, I made my way down the tunnel. Which, in hindsight, was a stupid idea considering the weirdness of the
Very
situation.
fucking stupid idea.
Anyways, I wandered down the extended pipe for what felt like 5 minutes, and it only seemed as if I hardly progressed. But then I spotted something a fair distance down the tunnel. I continued to approach it, and it didn't take me long to figure out what was laying in the water. It was a minigun, only it was old. Like, the entire body was rusted. One of the 6 barrels had been broken and bent outwards, and the small ring in the middle of the barrels to keep them aligned was split due to the broken barrel. And the white drum at the bottom was also busted, much like the shotgun I saw earlier, and the black beam that was meant to be attached to it was ripped off.
Yikes.
What the fuck is going on? I said in my empty room. I then discarded the minigun and moved on.
Nice.
I was running down the pipe for another 2 minutes, until I finally reached the stairs at the end of the tunnel. To my surprise, the room looked fairly normal. I then looked back down the pipe, and it was different now. It was still extended, but now the lights were turned off.
Yikes.
Leaving just a black abyss down the pipe. My instincts began to kick in, and my gut urged me to look back. So I turned around, and standing in front of me was the Heavy. Only, he looked normal in terms of appearance, but the way he was standing was not the way he should be.
No.
Like, he didn't have any weapons out, but he was just standing there with his arms crossed. This was a pose I've never seen him do before. It was almost like he was being reanimated, but acting more realistic. My fingers were hovering over the keys as my eyes were wide with my mouth agape.
This is freaking me out.
After a few seconds, he spoke.
Did you think you could beat me?
I finally snapped out of my trance and started running backwards, firing my rocket launcher at him, but the rockets either missed or went through him. He started to slowly walk towards my character.
Get the fuck out of there, dude!
I didn't want to go through the dark tunnel because I didn't know what would happen if I did. So I kept running back and forth, now shooting the Heavy with my shotgun, but it didn't do anything. I then eventually ran out of ammo. But then I had an idea of using a taunt kill. So I whipped out my pickaxe and pressed the taunt button. The soldier threw his pickaxe and said,
"Come here, cupcake!"
But then, just as the soldier was about to throw the grenade in the air, the Heavy grabbed his wrist before he could complete the taunt. The camera then went back into first-person view as the soldier,
That's
the Heavy
terrifying.
staring into my eyes.
That is terrifying.
He then raised his arm and clenched his fist, and with one solid swing, he punches me straight in the chest, and I immediately lose all my health, probably due to the fact that the Heavy may have punched my heart. My body fell to the ground, and the kill cam came up, and what I saw had scarred my mind so badly. It's like I see it every time I see, think, or even hear the word Heavy.
Oh no.
The Heavy was facing the soldier's corpse, but his head was turned to be facing the camera, as if he knew exactly where I was looking. But now, his appearance was horrifying. His skin turned a dull grey. His teeth had blackened and turned glossy. His blue shirt had also turned grey, and the rest of his clothing was darkened and raggedy. His gloves were torn, and what seemed to be a black substance leaking from everywhere. It was coming out of his nose and his ears, dripping out of his mouth, and it was even draining out of his eyes.
Oh, that's
And
horrifying.
yet his eyes were also glowing yellow, much like when he is zombified. Despite this image being frozen, I still felt like the Heavy was still staring into my soul.
This is so creepy.
The image remained on my screen for roughly 10 seconds. And then there was one last message
Good luck
that
fucking
appeared
sleeping.
on the chat before I lost connection.
Okay. Good luck freaking sleeping tonight, people. Oh my god, I'm gonna have trouble sleeping. Because I'm probably gonna have nightmares because of that. That is horrifying. This might be the most the most horrifying ones I have actually ever reacted thus far. This is so fucked.
I am not done with you yet.
Oh no.
And then, the game crashed. In fact, the game's shortcut on my desktop had disappeared, as if the game just removed itself. I checked my Steam apps folder. Nothing. I went onto my Steam library. Nothing. I couldn't find the game. And then, out of nowhere, I got the blue screen of death.
Oh shit.
After a simple restart of my computer, I couldn't get past my login. It said my password was incorrect. I was really confused, but then I thought, and decided to take an odd guess, and try a password that could have been it. And I was correct.
Oh, don't tell me.
Yep, you guessed it. The password was obviously changed to Heavy. I got onto my desktop and everything had changed. All of my shortcuts were renamed and the icons had changed. Only some of them were named and had a specific icon, whereas some of the others were left blank with only black boxes. Each one that had changed had the name and image of all the classes from both the blue and red teams.
Oh, hell no.
Although it didn't say that they were from blue or red. For example, both the blue and red Scout just simply said Scout. And the only reason I could tell which one was which was because behind each of the characters had different colours to match their respective teams. However, all of the classes had the same appearance as the Heavy did in the game. Glowing eyes, dull grey skin, raggedy clothes, and coated with the black substance. And then, my desktop background changed. It changed from a plain black background to a disturbing image of the Heavy's face. He had a satanic grin, and his eyes were emitting an orangey-yellow glow, as if his eyes were on fire. And then, one of the Heavy's voice lines came out of my laptop speakers. It was so loud it made me yell out of surprise, but his voice sounded deeper and demonic.
God damn
And then
it.
he started laughing. His voice sounded also deep and demonic. But eventually, I could then hear all the other classes begin to laugh, their voices sounding alike. It became so loud that I tried turning off my laptop, but nothing would work. I pressed the power button, nothing. Pressed Ctrl-Alt-Delete, nothing. With the laughter continuing, I grabbed my screwdriver and removed the laptop battery. Only then did the laptop finally turn off.
Yeah, eyes.
I slumped back into my chair, breathing heavily.
That is so.
I was trying to comprehend what the hell just happened. But I could only sit there in silence for about 2 minutes before my phone started to ring. I took a look at it, and it turned out it was one of my friends that was in the Discord call. Now, something to mention is that this friend of mine was actually a local friend of Alex's, since they both lived in the USA. I'm British, by the way. So, I only knew them
UK
through
then?
Discord. For the story, I'll just call him Michael. I picked up, and I could instantly tell that Michael was in tears.
Oh boy, what
I could hear him sobbing over the phone. I asked him what was wrong, and he didn't say anything at first. He just went on with his emotional breakdown. But eventually he calmed down and told me what happened. Apparently, after I got disconnected from the call, and everyone in the server got kicked, everyone in the call heard Alex scream before he lost connection. My friend, living nearby, went over to his house to investigate. But by the time he got to Alex's house,
no.
there were cop cars there. Michael was fortunate enough to get access to the house, but what he was unfortunate to see was Alex laying dead in his room, with people performing an autopsy on his body. I was in shock to hear this, since at the time he told me this, I only disconnected from the call like 20 or 30 minutes ago. Most of the story was irrelevant to mention here, but something he did tell me made my bones shiver. He told me that when they found him, his skin was a dull grey, and he was also covered in the black substance. I almost dropped the phone on the floor out of fear.
No!
I couldn't believe what he had just told me. And suddenly, I didn't feel so well.
No.
After that, I had to reset my computer to factory settings. I didn't really have much of a choice, and I haven't played Team Fortress 2 since.
God damn, man.
Michael is still feeling destroyed after all of this, and I'm planning to save up some money so I can fly out to the US and attend Alex's funeral. The investigation is still going, and no one was able to tell what the black substance was. And thankfully, no one has approached me to get my side of the story yet. And to be honest, I hope they don't.
God damn.
Because even if I was to tell anyone what happened, how would anyone believe what I'd tell them? It's simple. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't believe you.
I have no proof about what happened to Alex. But what I do know is that whatever happened to him, that Russian son of a bitch had everything to do with it.
Oh my god, the Heavy killed him. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Okay, of all the creepypastas I have reacted, and some have got me good, this one was probably the best one I have ever reacted so far. Oh my god, I'm not gonna try sleeping tonight. This was Plant. I'm gonna say this is by far the best one you have ever done so far. Oh my god, this was awesome. And I really hope you do enjoy this reaction. If you all do, leave a like if you do, subscribe. Let's get to 500 subscribers. And if you do want more content, please go to the boys' channels. Mel Rhino, Rusty Views, and Sparks and Lily. All 3 channels are in the link in the description. And I'm Ray Mason, signing out. Peace, dragons.